Hello, hello, hello everyone. My name is Attorney LaConya Murray. I am the small business attorney helping clients throughout the United States with trademarks, copyright, and business development solutions. I do know that this is Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. Hey, thank you so much for coming in. And we typically come on Thursdays and we answer your questions. But I've seen this issue going around a lot, and I just wanted to jump on really quick and talk to you about it. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much. So if this is your first time here, definitely drop me a note and say, hey, thank you, and I'm thanking you so much. Hello from Russia. Hello there. Thank you so much for coming on. We're going to be really quick. I want to get you this information and let you process it and then move on with your day. And if you're catching me on Facebook Live, I just found out that my phone is on 10%, so let's see if we can make it through this broadcast. Okay, so coloring. So funny story. I love to color. Used to anyway. When I was a kid, I remember getting in trouble. I was like in the third grade. I was getting in trouble because I had this coloring book. This is a Bugs Bunny coloring book. And after I finished my work, I pulled out my coloring book and I'm sitting there and I'm coloring, minding my own business. And the teacher comes and she tells me to put it up. And so I put it up, and apparently she turned her back and I pulled it back out. Mama, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but I pulled it back out, and so I'm just coloring, and she ends up taking it from me and putting it, back then I used to take your stuff and put it in like a little filing cabinet. So she put it in the filing cabinet, and at this time I was in a class with my cousin, and when the teacher walked out the room, he went and he got it back for me, and I just, continued coloring. I don't know why I was being so defiant. I guess I was like, I'm done with my work. I should be able to color. It's better than talking, right? Anywho. Now that I am grown with my own children, coloring books are making, they're this new big thing. I haven't gotten one yet, but I see a lot of people are into coloring as adults. And I also know that a lot of entrepreneurs are looking to get into the adult coloring arena. So I just want to drop this note with you real quick to let you know, because oftentimes, as an entrepreneur, what we do, our responsibility is to provide a solution to a problem. And oftentimes we don't actually have to be the one that implements the solution. Does that make sense? So I don't have to, if somebody needs transportation, I don't have to be the one that builds the car, as long as if I own the factory and the other people get together and employ people to build the car. So the same thing with coloring books. If we see that adults are looking for a variety of images to color, I don't have to actually illustrate those images, in order to get into the coloring book or adult coloring book arena. So this is for those people. These are for the entrepreneurs who are solving a problem, but they are not the ones that are actually implementing the solution. So in this case, you're not the one that's actually illustrating the images. You're outsourcing it. Hey Doc, how are you doing? So with that being in mind, if you're outsourcing that work, the one thing you have to know is there's this issue called copyrights. And copyrights protect original work that are in a fixed, tangible form. And so as long as you reach the threshold of creativity, then you can have a copyright interest in your work. As long as it's not things like generic shapes and things of that nature. Thank you so much, Falashade, for inviting your followers. If you know someone that can use some information about copyrights, absolutely share this out and invite your followers. Share it on Facebook. I really appreciate it. But so you have a copyright interest in that. Well, the person that creates the work has a copyright interest in it. And if you hire someone to create this illustration for you, and they're not an employee, and that's not their job as an employee to do that, then the person that actually creates that work for you owns it, which is really important. If your business is going to be in adult coloring book, if you're going to be doing a coloring book, you want to be able to have a copyright interest in your book, correct? As long as they're not like generic. So if you're doing something that's creative, yeah. Isn't that often people don't know that. They've had this mentality, and if I pay for it, it's mine. And this is what I like to say about that. Let's say you're female and you're going, and a guy picks you up and takes you on a date. Y'all go to a nice restaurant, the food is good, the conversation's good, and at the end of it, the guy pays the bill. Now, in that guy's mind, he might be thinking, I just took her out to this nice restaurant, so I might be wanting a little something extra. And the woman, but it's not up to him. It's up to her. It's still her say-so. So that's the same thing. Because the person that illustrated is the one that drew it, they get to say what happens to it. They get to say whether or not you get to own this work at the end of it. I think my husband is watching this and he just said, oh my gosh, that's so funny. But so that's the main thing. And ownership in your copyrights is so important, because what it does is that it gives you rights. It gives you the right of exclusion. It gives you the right to perform. It gives you the right to say when it's going to be published. It just gives you all these rights, because if you're the one that owns it, then you're the one that can make the money off of it. Walt Disney, do you know? Oh no. Before Walt Disney, there was, before Mickey Mouse, there was a character called Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. So here's the story. Walt Disney, before he became Walt Disney, he opened up a studio. About 3 years in, somebody named Mitz came up and said, hey, Universal Studios is looking for their next big character. So Disney and his main automator came up with this character called Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Big old hit, big hit, so much so that he was able to grow his company and he gained like 20 employees. At the end of the contract, Mitz, the person that put him on with Universal Studios, went behind Walt Disney's back, took all his automators, that's not right, illustrators, the people that draw, took all of them, and when he took them, those people also took their content, the things that they drew. That means that now Walt Disney is left without having any intellectual property because he didn't own it. His biggest lesson he learned from that day was to make sure that he owned all of the work that his employees did for him. And you have to really go back and do some reading, because if you are into this, you'll realize that Mickey Mouse, that character, because what he ended up having to do is go back to the drawing board and start all over and come up with the next big thing. And that next big thing just happened to be Mickey Mouse. And because of Mickey Mouse and because of what happened to him in the past, he's making it his life mission to make sure that that mouse does not go into public domain, because copyrights, unlike trademarks, expire. Copyrights right now, you have 70 years after the death of the author, or if it's a corporation, 120 years. So, and right now, his time might be getting ready to expire, so I'd be interested to know what kind of lobbying Disney is going to do to make sure that Mickey Mouse doesn't fall into public domain. Because when something's in public domain, that means it's free for anybody to use. You no longer have to ask for permission. So that's pretty cool. So the number one thing that you need to know is that if you hire someone, even if they're an independent contractor, to commission some work for you, that does not mean that you own it. Okay? You need to have a written agreement. You need to have a copyright assignment in order to transfer those rights from them to you. Connie, where can I get a copyright assignment? That is an excellent question. You can actually go to our 30 Days to Launch Academy under documents, and we have several documents there in our document bank, including a copyright assignment. And if you say, hey, I want to learn more about copyrights because there's a lot of stuff that I don't know, then you should actually go to our 30 Days to Launch Academy and click on our Copyright Masterclass and get the information you need. It's an excellent course. So that's do you have any questions? It's about 10 minutes. It's about how much time I had. Do you have any questions? Because if you have questions, remember, we'll be back on Thursday for Ask Me Thursday. And that's where we'll answer your questions that you have. So if you have a question, make sure you email me either at hello@offthemarkipsolutions.com or message me in Facebook. Facebook page is Off the Mark IP Solutions. Okay? All right.